Hello everyone, welcome to My Life Minute. This podcast will be an update of what's happening in the industry, as Richard Newman has been attending some of the more prominent conferences. Richard, can you tell us a little bit about what you've seen at the conferences you've attended?
I just came back from ACTEC in Tucson and University of Florida Tax Conference in Tampa. And I think there's a couple of things that are really is a refocus going on. Number one, with the exclusion in the estate area going up to over $5 million and getting larger every year, less and less people are subject to the inheritance tax. What I'm seeing is, especially since there's almost becoming parity at a 40% estate tax and an income tax, when you combine both state and local taxes with the federal tax of being higher, that much of the focus is migrating from estate tax planning purposes to income tax planning purposes because of how you transfer assets. So one of the things that we're really seeing is there's a real focus on an income tax planning issues, not just estate planning issues. The other thing what we're realizing is that our society is getting older. And in certain professions especially, there is becoming an aging of those populations. In the life insurance industry there is, in the accounting industry there is. And take a look in the general society, how many people were educated. The baby boomers are now in their early 60s. Those people are looking towards retirement and talking about business continuation planning. And that family business that really is the largest asset that they have has not been properly planned. And one of the questions that I'm hearing more often than not is by attorneys and CPAs asking their clients, what are you going to do in retirement?
Why do you think that is?
The people that I have worked with over the years, until they liquefied their business, their sole largest asset was their business. And if they're planning to sell it, we should plan for maximum sale price to fund their retirement. That's done by tying up key employees. That's done by having business continuation plans in place and the management of that business in a style that business can be sold to a financial buyer or to an owner-operator. But what about the client who says, Richard, I love what I do. I'm going to work until I die. There's a whole different set of planning that needs to take place there, Nikki. What I mean by that, if they're looking to their business as not having a liquefying event, what are they doing to prepare that business for a time when they're no longer here or a time when they're infirm and they cannot go to work?
So what should we be talking to our clients about?
We have to do something more than asking the client, do they have a business continuation plan? We have to do something to disturb the client that the pain of creating the business continuation plan is far less than the pain of not doing anything. So the questions have to ask the what if questions. What happens if you had a stroke and you couldn't come into work? Will this business run without you? And if the answer is no, and a resounding no, who is the successor? What have we done to ensure that that successor is not going to leave? What have we done to ensure the relationships with banks, if there's lending involved, if the head kahuna, who everybody knows has been the focal point of his business, is no longer able to serve in that capacity? What happens if that person dies? Is there a chain of command in place? Is the family ready? Do outside people need to be brought in? Do we need to have key person insurance on that head kahuna to replace them in that period of time? Are there partners involved? How many times have I heard it, Nikki, where my client said, I love my partner, I would never want to be in business with his wife or children. If plans are not created, those will be your partners.
And that's it for this edition of My Life Minute. If you would like to appear on one of our podcasts, please reach out to me for consideration. Thank you for watching.